Hey everybody, welcome to Electrofans Connect Listening Lounge session number 3. So what we're going to do today is we're going to spin up 5 or 6 tracks or so that cover a range of different electronic music styles. We're going to be featuring some D&B, some progressive house, some deep house, and some whatever else we have on store. And so what we're going to do is we're going to spin up 5 or 6 tracks or so, and following each one, we're going to get some feedback from our awesome panel right here. So just to kind of go around the room we'll briefly to introduce everybody. So Robert Turner is one of
Yep.
our principal editors for our blog on electrofans.com. He's been writing all kinds of awesome articles for a few years now, based out of Arizona. And because of him, we've been intro to many really big name artists. Wilson Costa runs a couple labels, Silent Koalas and Being Humans, I believe, and they do all kinds of really cool, smooth, deep house, progressive stuff. Hardin Blake is a D&B kind of focused, I think I'd say, producer from India near the Bangalore area, and also we're going to be actually playing one of his tracks in our show tonight. And Felix My Night is the head of 2 different labels, kind of specializing in deep house, progressive, melodic house, new house, and summer melody. Okay, so let's kind of dive right in here. And the first track we're actually going to spin up today is one of Hardin Blake's tracks, the D&B. Can you guys all see that okay? It's called Needed Me. And let's do it. Can you guys hear okay?
Oh, that was nice. Oh, that was nice. Still going. I like the changes. That's really good.
not really orthodox, is it?
What do you guys think of that?
That was excellent. Oh, by the way, who's the vocalist
Thank you.
in the?
I don't know. I found that vocals on Splice. It's from the
Yeah.
sample pack, I
Hmm.
guess.
Really?
Yeah, I was
Yes.
reading your story there, Hardin, earlier, the track description there. Yeah. Yeah. Wilson, what do you think?
Recall to me the label Liquid City, a
Ooh,
massive
Okay.
label. They do a
Yeah.
lot
Yeah,
of good
big
stuff.
level.
Yeah.
And recall to me, well, yeah, Liquid City, very, very good. Cool.
Yeah, Felix.
Uh,
Uh, so I do really like this kind of like emotional drum and bass approach, which is
Hmm.
slightly different than those like loud
Wow.
and
Never
massive
heard that
sounding
term.
ones
It's
out there.
interesting. Yeah, emotional DNV. What do you
Yeah, it
that's
is a different
yeah.
approach. It's not very hard pushing drum and bass, but it's not like liquid drum and bass. It's something in between and with a melodic touch, an
Hmm.
emotional touch, if you will, with that kind of vocal stuff and also softer melodies. Yeah, it's pretty nice.
hmm.
And I
Yeah.
would say that the structure is also really great as well. Maybe personal taste that because of the outside promos or other kinds of drum and bass sound out there, I maybe consider maybe putting slightly restructure it or maybe having a better counter melody on the drop side. Maybe you consider
Yes.
that arrangement maybe for like a VIP mix or something like that. Like
Hmm.
slightly towards those more hard sounding drum and bass out there, which is much more popular, I would say. Yeah, you could try reference that and maybe make a VIP mix or something.
I
Yeah,
like that
yes,
too,
sure.
VIP mix. I don't
Why
think
not?
I've seen that one either of all the crazy remix track titles I've seen. I don't think I've heard yet of Emotional DNB or the VIP mix. I kind of like both of them. Yeah.
I, I think what Felix was trying to describe was Chemical Brothers meets Felix the House Cat.
Speaking of Felix's, right?
The other Felix, yeah.
Okay.
But I just think about that. What if you could? That's the type of sound style that Felix was describing. Is that merging of the emotional D&B? Because Chemical Brothers back in the day, they were like their stuff was out of this world too, but it had an emotional side that now became grungier and darker and more like the other was earlier uplifting, and now it's just I'm not sure where it's at now, but yeah, it's got a different flow. But it seems like the song is not. It's evolving. There's a part of it where like there's no lyrics, and then the lyrics come in. The vocals just it just surfs through. It's like you're flowing with it, and then it just feels like an
Yeah.
explosion. And it comes back together again.
Yeah, I do. I agree,
Just
Robert. It has a nice flow, and what I like about it is the energy, the up tempo, and I think definitely, I think as Felix touched on, it's you could call it melodic D&B too, and maybe some emotional D&B. And I kind of like how about I was noticing like about maybe 3 minutes or so during the track there, Hardin, where it kind of takes you like a little foray into Fantasia land. It's like the
Makes you
cinematic,
hum.
and then it picks back up again. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, what you did there, and yeah,
And it's all
definitely.
started with just vocals I found on Splice, and it's good. It doesn't need any extra processing. It has already had good reverb, so I just started with the vocal chops,
hmm,
and
Mhm.
yeah, came up with this track. Just the vocal chops inspired me very much.
That's
that's
cool.
cool.
Yeah, and the whole album too. I mean, there's maybe was it about 10 tracks or so? A lot of great
Wow.
stuff. That was the lead
Yes,
off one I
12
figured we'd
tracks.
go with, and
Hmm.
really nice stuff. Definitely check it out. The album is also called Needed Me, I think, right? The whole album,
Yes,
right?
I think this is the best work I ever done. That's why
Hey, there you go.
needed me.
Yeah. Do you have any plans to release it on a label, or maybe self-release, or just keep it out there and just like in SoundCloud and Spotify would not see who listens to it, or
I'm looking for labor now.
okay.
I thought I was going to release like an individual artist, but
Hmm.
no, you need record labels.
Huh.
You can't do everything yourself by
Right.
Yeah.
yourself.
Well, that's actually ironic too, guys, because I think I'm not 100% sure yet, but I think that's going to be the topic of our next meetup for
Ah,
March next month is, and I think I forget who brought it up, but one of you guys brought that up just a few minutes back too about like indie or self-release versus label release. Yeah, and it may be toward April too, because I'd like to get a really nice cross section of folks on that because that's Katie too, who's I guess could Ëmbyrblume who couldn't make it with us
Mhm.
today. She's considered like I think she's just doing a self release there too. Yeah, okay, let's move forward here to track number two, which is from a deep house producer named Dufonk. He goes by the artist name of Dufonk out of France. He's got some cool like soulful house. I think he even describes some of his music. I'm not sure if it's this particular track, Dreamer is really the Jackin house, but I think this is more like smooth soulful house. But yeah, this is again artist Dufonk, who's a house producer out of France. Dreamer. Let's give this one a spin. Yeah, how about that one? Hardin, what did you think of that one?
It's good. It's very punchy, tight.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I agree.
I think it's gonna sound good in club.
Yeah, feel good vibe, dancey. Yeah,
I
sure.
like it. It's
Yeah,
very funky. Although
yeah.
I'm not in genre, funk style. I'm
Mhm.
DMB guy, but yes, it sounds really good. I don't think, but I'm a right person to give
Huh.
feedback for this track.
No, that's okay. That's kind of one of the purposes. Yeah, because like I'm not sure if Wilson. I mean, maybe I'm incorrect in assuming so, but I don't know if he's if Wilson, if you're like so much a DMB fan, maybe you are, it's good to get.
I really like
Oh, you
DNB.
do? Okay. See,
I'm
it's like,
really, that what we work is not necessarily the only stuff we hear, right?
sure, yeah,
So yeah, I hear a lot of stuff in a lot of styles, going from classical to the other side of spectrum. So
oh, you're
now that
personal listening.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
it goes very far. About this track, this is pure French touch, actually.
oh yeah,
And yeah, and that's really cool. And the groove of the track is amazing. So
yeah,
the work, on the first and third kick, the bass is played around those those kicks, right? So it
yeah.
gives all the space for the clap on the second and fourth. So it's a really nice groove.
Yeah, and I like that wild, funky keyboard with the
Yeah,
twang. That kind of, it's
yeah.
totally like 70s style disco. It's kind of, would you guys say it's kind of under new disco category too, a little bit?
Hmm.
The way the rhythm goes too. Yeah,
Yeah.
Robert, what do you think about it?
I liked it. Kind of makes me reminisce of Daft Punk, and I miss them so much. Uh,
Hmm.
but that
Yeah,
funky
they're
house
from
style,
France too, right? Right,
yeah,
Wilson?
you have like that, like you could feel Dufonk's passion and expression. It's like maybe he was stuck in traffic. Maybe this is how he came up with the song, because it feels like a song you're stuck in your car and you can't get out, and you see the lights go. Is it red? Is it green? And you
That's
could feel the music
interesting.
changing, like be red, yellow, green. And as soon as it changes, then you're like, finally I can go. And then oh no, I'm stuck at red again. And
Yeah,
it has
I
like
could
that.
hear
It
that.
feels that, yeah, that melody. Because when you like that part, you say did da 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 da, like here, and you feel like, oh,
Yeah. Felix, what about you?
Yeah, it does have the groove and the vibe of what he would like to achieve, I guess. But it kind of worries me because I do
Oh,
have the track on a separate window just playing as well. It just sounds much more loopy and a little bit too repetitive for me at the end because just 3 minutes the same loops, the guitar loop, the bass loop, the synth loop,
oh.
and
Yeah, it
then
needs some variations.
and then layering and layering, and it kind of worries me because at the end it's really sound too repetitive, and the top melody actually sounded like a bit random at the end,
hmm.
and I do think that it would be much more better to have like something like a B section, like something different, but it still have the same motif as like the loopy samples. It's fine, but if they could have made something like a B section,
Hmm.
have the same motif but have something different in it to let us have a grasp, because
Mhm.
if too loopy at the end, even though you're vibing at the club, like hearing this track, you will still lose a sense because it's too repetitive, and suddenly you lost something to grasp on the track to make it more memorable. That's
Yeah,
my opinion. Yeah.
that's some good points. Yeah, it could be. Yeah, the track maybe is a bit like sparse. Could maybe use a little bit more like extension of it, I guess. Yeah. Um, okay. Yeah, so let's move on to our next one here, which is okay. Yeah, this one I think came to us via Drop, I believe Drop Track actually. I think
Huh.
producer by the artist name of Dima, and not sure where he's based. I want to say maybe Spain. Um, yeah, so he says, "Get ready for a ride. This melodic progressive house track starts with dreamy vibes and builds up to a powerful high energy drop that will make you move. Uplifting
Hmm.
melodies, deep emotions, and pure festival energy. This is a track you won't want to miss. So let's check this out. Dima Fix."
I was young, I was dumb then, running wild, low in self-esteem. Girl, you were everything I didn't need, but I think that's probably why we never got that far. Making out in my broke down car. You never told me how you really felt. Kept you locked up with the ghost could tell. I think we're ready to start over. Learn from the past, 'cause we never got that far. Making out in my broke down car. Tried to change me, I was too far gone. But can't you see I'm better now? Don't go breaking my heart just because I broke yours. Wasn't my fault. Don't say this is the end when we know there is more.
Yeah, about that one. Wilson, what's your take on that?
Uh, this one actually is a lot less my cup of tea.
Oh.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
Huh.
yeah. I don't know. The break melody is okay. Part of that. Yeah, that's a lot less my cup of tea.
Ooh.
I'm not, I don't this kind of, I don't know if it's dance or EDM. I don't feel.
Or it's the poppy sound. It's
Okay.
not quite the full.
Mm,
It's got a
yeah,
poppy sound too.
yeah. I
Yeah.
don't know. It's the maybe I'm used of that for, I don't know. That's that kind of bad festival music for me. I mean,
Oh.
That's
and
okay. Yeah. I mean, that's the
yeah,
thing, just want to get everybody's,
the
yeah.
vocal, this vocal a bit. I don't know. It's not, and I don't take the qualities out of the track, right?
Sure. Yeah, I
Because
understand.
I'm not the audience. Actually, that's really something that I don't know. I don't go with the kind of style. Yeah, the genre. I don't go with that. So I can understand that someone likes. I can. That's not my cup of tea.
Yeah. No worries. Maybe we'll kind of exempt you a little bit from there then in that case, Wilson. Yeah. Felix, how about you? Your take on that one?
Yeah, I'm pretty much the same.
I had a
I'm
feeling maybe
yeah,
somehow.
I have a less tasteful in terms of these kind of sounds now. And when you so the track said it was released this year,
January
but
31st, 25, I guess. Yeah.
yeah,
After
if
my
you say
birthday.
this year this track was released 10 years ago, I would still believe it because it was
Hmm.
those old main stage break room house sound. I even realized that this sounds like an artist called Mans
Ah.
or Mans. It was those sound like in the old like break room house main stage era, which is because of that I could relate it to other artists, which means that it sounds generic. I would actually say that.
Ooh.
It sounds too generic, like those older sounds. You just have it released today, and not necessarily bad, I would say, but still, because it was exist a long time ago. So take it if you will.
It's interesting. Hardin, yeah. Your thoughts on that one?
Yes, it reminds me of 2013 era of progressive house.
Really?
That's,
Huh. That's
they used to
interesting.
make this kind of tracks, say Martin Garrix style.
Okay. I
Ah,
could
It's
see
the
early
Garrett's.
years.
Yeah.
It doesn't work anymore because 2025 people are moved on.
Yeah,
But
that's what I mean.
Interesting.
yeah, it's good. I started as a progressive house music producer in 2019. People don't know things about me, but sadly, you can't make this anymore. You have to move on. You have to try something new, melodies. It's a yes, but production is good. I like the vocals. It's a little bit washed. It needs some
Mm,
clarity, but yeah, it's good.
okay. It's interesting you guys both, Felix and Hardin, felt like you saw like a 10-year ago vibe. Yeah. Yeah, Robert, what'd you think?
I was just thinking about how Felix described it, and in my brain, I'm processing and going, "Wait, that sounds like the Chainsmokers and Cash Cash because they had that early club, happy poppy sound, and then they kind of got darker." So with this song, you could feel the vibe that it's just it's got joy, it has peace, inner peace. It's got like this tranquility. There's something that you're like saying, "I forgive you, I forget you, but I won't. I'll hold on to
Mm,
something as a part of me." You feel that kind of thing where it's like a song that's it's saying two different things, and then the song grows, and then it changes. Like it's not taking them back. It's more like it's letting go at the same time, where it knows it has to move on. So it's actually kind of changing as the song goes. So you feel it, and then the song kind of like fades out and you're going, wait, is that how it ends? Like, is there more? Because you kind of wonder, is it going to change at the end? Because it does feel like there's two songs together. One's trying to get out and the other one is trying to hold on to what it used to be. So
hmm.
that's how I felt from it. But I like it. I like that type of sound style. It grows on me because I'm just familiar with it. And I've heard quite a bit of it in different artists. And you kind of miss it. You kind of wonder, like, where did all these sound styles go? Where did they go? Do they go into the ether, or are they just gone forever? And you wonder if some come back. So it's kind of neat to see some expression return. And I can understand it's not for everybody.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I think that's maybe one of the biggest things. That kind of a track, if it's a big box, more mainstream, which I do think we all agree is, then if you're not into that, then it might not be. One thing I actually want to ask you guys if you saw in the liner notes there, it said track description, it said like progressive house, and I was like, I don't think that's for me, progressive house. I mean, what do you guys, or I think Hardin, did you say that you actually thought it was maybe the 2013 era progressive house style of it? Did you say?
Yes.
Hmm.
If you watch Tomorrowland after movies like 2015, 16, it gives that same vibe. It's good for it's more festival energy, I guess.
Yeah, it has festival written all over it, doesn't it? This one,
Yes,
yeah.
people are enjoying jumping,
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty good track. It had nice energy, and the vocals production was good. I think it has potential.
But you gotta give the credits for guitar. Guitar was really nice.
Yeah, I think I noticed that too.
Yes,
That was a
great.
cool aspect of it too. Yeah, I have to reach out to the producer and tell him that, we dropped this track. Yeah. Okay. Let's move on to the next one here, which is gonna be Felix will like this one. I think
Ah,
the Husky Magic Night on Summer Melody, and so that was released, I guess, just a few days ago, February 21st of
oh wow.
2025. So let's spin this one. Okay.
Just
Rob,
wants to keep going.
yeah, maybe start off the year. Your thoughts on
His
that?
Magic Night.
Yeah, I wasn't sure at the end there if that was someone's mic or part of that track. Did you guys notice that too at the very last part of that there? I was like, is that somebody's mic or the track? I wasn't sure. Yeah, Robert, what'd you think of that one?
I really liked it. It's got that mellow feel, then it builds up. It feels like you're on a tropical island somewhere and no one else is nearby, and then all of a sudden, poof, a bunch of people are just dancing simultaneously to each other. It's like a peaceful vibe, like it's sunset, the stars are out, the days align, and you're like you just want to enjoy that feeling. It's got like this positive vibes to it where it's you could be anywhere and you can just hear this song playing, you just start dancing to it, and others join in. Total strangers. It just was like a great song to hear it. I like it.
That's cool.
Yeah, it builds
Yeah,
a neat atmosphere.
yeah. Hardin?
It's too bright. I mean, it's good. Um, I think it's perhaps a little bit high Q would be fine in master because I think I don't know it's just me or everyone, but I think I missing a lot of mids from
Hmm.
the pluck and arp section, and it needed some vocals. I think vocals would be very fine.
Mm.
Mm, Let me think. What else? Can you please play the drop area one more time?
Was that like about 2 minutes in, was it or
Cool.
Last section, last
yeah,
drop.
yeah, sure. Oh yeah, I think I know what you mean. Like maybe about like
It's okay.
sort of like the outro where it sort of goes to an outro.
No, drop, full drop after build.
Do you know like around what part? This one here?
Ooh.
This is really dreamy.
I like that one. Yeah, to me, right around
Yes,
actually,
okay.
I was gonna say around the 2 minute mark, right around there. It's kind of like we enter right into the forest scene, you know, like the glowing light with just like the album jacket shows.
Piano with the reverb, really incredible.
Yeah,
It's like the forest is singing and the stars are that's your lights.
yeah. I think it's around the 2 minute mark, coming up in a few
For
seconds.
me, I think it's too repetitive. It needed some variations.
There is some of that, yeah. Yeah. I kind of feel like it could be maybe a minute or minute and a half shorter, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's too long. It's 6.22. I mean, who
Yeah.
listen that long track nowadays? People prefer 3 minutes or 25 seconds. People just
Yeah,
hear a intro like 10 seconds and just skip it like another.
you know, I think a lot of progressive houses like that. We touched on this topic in one of our last meetups too about like Jay from Email Recordings is actually saying how like in psytrance, it's typical. I'm not sure if any of you guys were on that call actually, but he was saying how in psytrance it's typical to go 8 minutes, you know, typically. And yeah, the area I guess kind of depends on, you know, your taste and your ear. Yeah, Wilson, what was your take on that one?
To me, this is the real progressive house.
I was thinking of that too. I was
Yeah.
thinking that same thing. Yeah,
Actually, why it's 6:30, 8:30, the track?
something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
Something like that. Yeah, this is an extended, right? So it's to help DJs to play it in
could
the
be.
club. You know, for the transitions. That's all of it.
Mixed
You got basically 5 minutes of music with 2 minutes of boom boom at the beginning and the end. That's it.
I love that. I want to grab a clip of you saying just like that. Well, so that could be what gets us a million views. The clip with 2 minutes of boom boom. That's gonna be our viral take right there. I love it.
Well said.
But no, the track is good. I really liked it. And so, yeah, to me, that's the real progressive house as we were feeling it, you know. Yeah, 20 years ago. Before the kind of tracks like before the one before. Uh, um, but yeah, that's a really nice track. And I believe this kind of music is coming back. All that is, you know, this kind of sounds, trance as well is coming back. So I believe this, yeah, 2000, 2008 in between, these kind of sounds are coming back. The
Hmm.
vintage stuff, basically, it's all a cycle, right? So it will come back. So sounding like now in the new sounds and new ways of doing stuff, but yeah, we are in that path.
Hmm.
It's like a renaissance. It's returning, bringing back the old vibes and giving it new energy.
Yeah,
Yeah, I definitely agreed that I felt like it was really like typical of like the classic,
that,
progressive
that's
house.
That,
Yeah.
that's funny because in that track, I felt, that in Petto vibe, the tung 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 tung. So it was in Petto that came with that kind of stuff. You feel, the ATB vibe as well, and
Hmm.
that's fun because you feel as well. So the main melody recalled me to Swedish House Mafia, the
Ah,
Hmm.
the the track one. And when you hear the notes, I
Hmm.
believe that they inspired themselves or himself. I don't know if it's a band or a guy alone. I believe that
Really?
he
there's
inspired
three.
himself from the melody.
So Swedish House Mafia, I've actually never, believe it or not listened to them that much. Do they actually
Ah,
have some like progressive house
Mhm.
elements besides just, I
yeah,
thought they
they
were
do.
real big box EDM kind of,
Yeah,
huh.
yeah. The early stuff is more uh, vague, where it's like experimental, and then the recent stuff is where it's trying to get more
Okay.
in the scene now. Whereas before it was all they're trying different things, trying to get
Mm.
feelers out, and exploring
Huh.
different ideas.
I have to check it out. Yeah. Yeah. Felix, any thoughts about the track? I mean, the release is I guess it just released.
Yeah, yeah,
A good track.
maybe provide a little bit of backstory.
Yeah.
So this producer, the Husky, was it's a solo producer in Mexico,
Okay.
and it was a while for him to come back to our label for a while,
Oh,
have a several year hiatus for our label. Yeah, his previous appearance is back on 2021, so 4 years ago actually. So when we received the demo of this track, we immediately have a grasp that, yeah, we need to release it. It's such a nostalgic vibe, as Robert
Mm-hmm.
has a little bit mentioned, a nostalgic vibe to the classic melodic progressive sounds
Yep, it
that
does.
we
Yeah.
have pursued for a long while.
hmm.
And yeah, I would like to reply on Hardin's comment about,
Yeah.
because we only release full length tracks, so this is also the reason why it sounds long. And Wilson did cover it. It has intro and outros, which is
Oh
for
yeah.
DJs to mix
Yeah.
for.
Okay. Okay. Huh.
And this is
I don't know. I
also the
never
vibe
made
that
a
we.
dance, so I'm not sure about it.
Yeah, so I do understand why you have that kind of concern, because
Yes,
the
I have a
music
very
out there
different
is often.
taste.
Yeah, the music out there is often relatively short, so
Hmm.
I do understand that. But we keep it full length. One reason that we need to keep it original, what we stand on original, is the full length, not necessarily the nowadays extended original mix comparison. And yeah, it's really great to have him back after quite a amount of years, and this really puts back to the nostalgic vibe that we have been looked into, like back in like 10 years. So yeah,
Yeah. I was gonna say, I mean, I definitely when I saw that, I was like, oh, the Husky. I'd seen that name. Yeah, definitely going back to I'm not sure how long ago, but at least 5 years or so back at least. Yeah, so I'd seen the name. Um, yeah, I would just add that. Yeah, probably usually when I'm preparing stuff for the Electrofans podcast, I do kind of when I get demos and well, I should say promos. Like I probably usually always grab the radio edit versus extended, but sometimes I go with the extended mix. If sometimes I think it's got a cooler vibe because for that purpose, it's kind of like packaging up a bunch of stuff. Maybe like to Hardin's point too, but for the dance club, and it might also depend on like for a club, like where it is. Like if some clubs, like it's a trance techno thing, then obviously you wouldn't see this kind of track. But if it's a kind of a gig where people like dance combined with like some progressive house stuff, they might be like, oh, that's cool. And they don't mind that going for 6.5 minutes. I mean, yeah, just all different kinds of takes on it. Yeah, so let's see this next one here. I'm gonna try this out here. This is, let me see if this works.
Fingers crossed.
Can you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So let me take a pause and restart. And so this is kind of a late ad, as it were. It's called Lifting Me Higher. It's from a act called Cosmic Alliance, and this is one of the first tracks on a sub-label of Jason Edwards' emo recordings label family called EDM Addicts. So Cosmic Alliance, Lifting Me Higher. Let's give this one a roll here.
Staring up at the night sky, so vast, galaxies and the stars all contrast. Feeling small, but my spirit's so free. Wonders here, it's a cosmic decree. And I'm floating above, weightless, no tie bound. Whoa, I'm floating above, eternal wonders found. It's lifting me higher, higher, higher off the ground. It's lifting me higher, higher, higher off the ground. Lost in time in the fabric of space.
Yeah. How about that? Hardin, what was your thoughts? What are your thoughts on that one?
It's good. The intro is very good. It's engaging, very ethereal, calming.
Hmm. Hmm.
Also like the vocals. I think the artist has a very large experience in this particular area. Um, in melody wise and chord wise, it's almost yes, yes. Of course, it's really good. Uh, you came from your work at night, and that's kind of stuff you want to put on to get away from the
Mm.
stress. It's, it's this kind of stuff. The artist used the elements really carefully, and yeah, it's relaxing. I don't think I can find any negative points in this song.
Yeah, sure. Felix?
Um, I would say, yeah, I do agree that the track is really at the first half of the track is really like chill out electronica style, which I do like it. And when it comes to after the middle part, I mean I don't mind, but I would prefer the whole first half like its own track, like a electronica, acoustic inspired like chill out track would be much more plausible. But I would say the second half, I mean it's fine. It is a down tempo or I would say mid tempo track, which it does helps on like calming down, even though you want to have something to grasp like the beat, which it does provide it. Uh, Slight issue is the mastering, but yeah, but the whole track is still pretty good.
Hmm. Okay. Wilson?
They took me with the vocal
Yeah.
a lot. Yeah, the vocal is very cool. And the first part, piano and pads generally work well, and that's the case there. It just gives, the power to the vocal to go to the second part. I've been a bit lost in when they launched the second part.
Hmm.
Uh, I was maybe not waiting for that, and I had to acclimate myself, right? But the overall track works, so that's cool.
Yeah.
And really a nice big up to the vocal.
Yeah. Robert?
I liked it. I like how they had the build up with the vocals. It wasn't just instantaneous. It kind of took a little journey, and you felt the vocals.
Yeah.
It like they leveled out, and then they when it went higher, the vocals went higher. Like it went like it was climbing, and then you have the surface, and it feels like you're
Hmm.
among the stars. And then it comes back down. You're trying to
Hmm.
figure out where am I in the atmosphere, floating around. So it feels like the song is actually maybe we're a star in this song. We're not on the ground. We're floating around somewhere. So it has like that kind
Yeah.
of floaty feeling, and you're kind of exploring out there in the great cosmos, and then you're trying to figure out where do I fit in all this vastness of space. So it feels like it doesn't have a place to belong. It just flows freely, and it's really cool how they built that off the vocals. It reminds me of something Somna released a while back that I remember, Satellite. And what I liked about what they brought to that their album is similar to this, where the vocalist is the story of the song. It's not just the melody; they're both
Hmm.
together. They're one, and they're working side by side, and it flows in a way that you're
Ah.
going along with the music, and it builds this little story of are they feeling broken? Are they feeling as one? Or are they like fading away? It kind of has like this little mini story, and like the song here, it builds upon something that's really wonderful. And I like where it took us. It just we all have a different experience, so that's the best part.
The instrument is like a main body, and vocals are like soul to the song.
Exactly.
Yeah, I thought the vocals were super strong and the way it kind of has a crescendo builds up too. Yeah, like you say, Robert. And yeah, it's interesting you mentioned the mastering fits because I thought the product actually in particular the production was like kick ass, really strong. I mean, it really very well EQ'd. I felt like, mid, high, and lows, like very thick, full sound to it, and maybe had some surprising elements. Maybe like you say, how it kind of was going along that it maybe do you think it's going to take off as like a dance thing or something, which the label it fits because the label is EDM Addicts. But
Hmm.
yeah, I definitely will be in touch with Jay, who sent me that track. I'd like to hear more about the vocalist and maybe
Same.
the story behind the track and everything, and the artist. Yeah,
It was really good.
yeah. Okay, well, we've got actually one more. I wasn't sure if we were going to be able to. We really were been humming along, so that's great, you guys. This is awesome. So, yeah, this is from the artist Ëmbyrblume. She's a producer DJ out of Tokyo who
Oh wow.
we thought was going to be joining us. Not something must have come
Oh.
up, so she wasn't able to make it as a panelist. But yeah, she sent us this track. It's really, I think, quite an interesting track with huge story behind it. It's called Sword of Jurä. that one,
Uh,
Robert?
that that
I it's
yeah,
funny. I was watching your face, and I saw your face in the cam preview, really trying to make out what was going on there. That was really great. Yeah, that was
I
priceless. Yeah.
happy to share. I feel like a cartoon character coming off. Actually, it reminds me of Tatsunoko. It's the Japanese superhero type of style.
Hmm.
That's kind of reminded me. It took me back. I
She
had to
is
think.
Japanese. Yeah.
It's this. Well, it's the '70s style. We had that.
Huh.
I'm like,
Really?
are we having a
Okay.
close up of a villain or the mecha? What's going on? Or this being, this goddess? It's like I'm trying to imagine the scenario, and it's like I can only think of like the Japanese nuts going, and then they fight with all dignity, and then they all fell. Like, wait, hold on, where did they all go? Big explosion. And they're like, ah! And just this big giant monster fight like Godzilla and stuff. My brain was trying to process what would it sound like to put a superhero into a song. That's what it felt like. My brain was coming up all this. I'm trying to picture where am I hearing this weird stuff happening, and that '70s style is just, and you have the Congo drums. I was trying to figure
Yeah, those
what.
are wild, aren't they? I know. I know.
That was something.
That's funny because I think I had a chat with Katie recently. She was telling me about some of the story behind that, and I think she would totally agree that it's she's like a super heroine
Yeah.
hero, the character. Yeah, yeah. Anything else, Robert? Yeah.
Uh, Thank you for that trip to the '70s I never been to, but thank you so much. It was kind of weird and surreal at the same time.
I'll have to tell her that.
I
Yeah.
liked it. I like that kind of experimental sound where you're not sure how it's going to start and how it's going to end because you feel like it wanted to keep going. And it had like that. I'm thinking of the drums. I was thinking of Donkey Kong just going, just, like,
Yeah, they are
where's
kind
still
of, yeah,
happening?
maybe Conga, like, yeah. Hardin, or did you think of that one?
Well, for 30 seconds, it's kind of feels like I'm watching Animal Planet channel.
That's
But then
interesting.
then that progresses very uniquely. I like the synth sound. It's kind of different. Perhaps a little vocalic atmosphere or choirs would have helped. About the vocals though, it's harsh on an ears. I think I don't know. You guys noticed that
Mm.
it's or not. Perhaps a 1 or 4K steep cut would have helped. Maybe reduce a mid-range, mid-high a little bit. The grooves of the percussions are cool, but the SFX sometimes interrupt me in a vibe. I perhaps it's just my approach, my perspective, but
Oh,
overall it's unique. I wonder where the inspiration came from this song.
Hardin,
Yeah,
one question I want to ask. I know over in your side of the world, they have their own Hindu superheroes, or they have their own indie ones.
Yeah,
There's unique characters, and the
deities.
sound
Yeah.
style, the music has like this clash of sound styles that we don't normally get to hear. So in a way, maybe that's what they're inspired by because this has some interesting uh, aspects that you don't normally hear on the Japanese side of the world. So maybe it's got a little clashing of different cultures, kind of like mixed
yeah,
together.
cultural hybrid thing.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yes.
Could be. Yeah, it's too bad Katie's not on to talk about that. Yeah, she told me though. She created that. I don't know if you read the liner notes as the track was playing there, but it's like to me it's like a sci-fi fantasy world, and she said she wrote up all these tales. When I saw that, I asked her like, "Oh, is this from like a like a Norse or like a Sanskrit maybe kind of?" She's like, "No, I made that all up myself." Like, wow.
Hmm.
I think that particular, and she's got like chapters, like that's just one chapter,
Oh
sort of
wow.
like, maybe like a Tolkien thing or like Game of Thrones. I think you could see it too, Albert. Like games with
Hmm.
the graphics and just the mental imagery. I think that it conjures up the fire, flame, sword. It's like
Hmm.
this heroine that's trying to save us, sorry humans, from our own destructive selves, kind of thing. Yeah, Felix, what was your take on that one?
Yeah, I do agree that is unique indie electronica
Yeah.
thing. And I do manage to check it on a separate window, and it is said that it will be released tomorrow
Oh wow.
on a compilation on the label called The Magic Sun.
Huh.
Hmm. Yeah, that's
So
right. She said it was a Spanish label out of
and
Spain. Yeah.
and yeah, it really did fit the vibe of what she is looking into or the release, because I a brief check, the cover art and stuff is really matching. It's unique, and this is a good thing that it could make the track stand out, and it did, because it is so different than the usual stuff maybe
Yeah.
I've listened to personally. Unique, and the production is also really fresh and clean as well. Minus a part that the piercing vocal a little bit piercing to me at the end, but still, yeah, it's a great track.
Yeah, Wilson.
Actually, what I felt interesting on that is you were all talking about those wow, wow, and I felt this word at that moment. To
Sword,
me,
yeah.
I don't know if she was representing that or not. I
Mm.
felt this word, and the dimension I really like on what she did is not even on the music. It's she has a complete storytelling. She understood that today, nowadays, you have okay, you have your music, but you have all the communication that goes with it, right? And I believe she's right on that. The track has a meaning. The track has a story. I didn't see what she will do as communication for that from there. But that's a real good point in my sense to have, that part of branding that a lot of artists in the music industry just forget about because they don't know. I've been the first one to do the mistake for a long time, for many years. And we realize thereafter, okay, that's not just about the music, that's about all the stuff that goes with it. And she nailed it.
That's cool. At least we're really happy to hear this. Yeah, we're hoping to have an interview with her for another new series that we're going to be launching via Electrofans called Creator Stories too. So yeah, that one completely speaks the word story, doesn't? I know Hardin on his track too. He mentioned the word story too. I know I went on your liner notes for your track. Yeah, it's important. I hear you there, Wilson. Yeah, she was telling me too when I chatted with her a week or two ago that she's actually looking to try to find like some mangaka, like some manga
Mhm.
artist to kind of put to like to create like she is Robert. Yeah, she is. I'm not sure how much, but I think she is into anime and stuff like that too. To I could see that, and she told me too. She used a lot of AI to create like some of the images, and she has a really cool video where she talks about this whole story. She, like I say, she got whole chapters, and yeah. So she used to be called Katie 7, but she was telling me a little bit, and I'll interview her more to hear about that story too. She changed the artist's name recently, kind of like Prince, the artist formerly known as
Mhm.
Prince when he changed to that symbol thing. She used to be called Katie 7, but decided, okay, she felt like after many years, like she wanted to take her music had evolved into a new direction, so she decided to call herself Ëmbyrblume
Mm.
and style. I think that's the first release under that name, maybe. And her genre she likes too. She likes a lot of Afro house and organic house, and I've been seeing too, and you guys probably have too, that Afro house is everywhere nowadays. It seems like, in the organic house, I used to be like, what the hell even is organic house? But it was Jerry Chew that explained to me, okay, it's got like bells, birds chirping. Okay.
Yeah, we are doing a lot of that at the
Bongos.
moment. Yeah, we
Organic house
do a
is
lot
good.
of
It's not
that.
more in computer world. It's more organic. It feels good to ears.
Yeah. I like on that note of the vocal too. I know that really is literally pretty funky and jarring and wild, isn't it? I think she purposely Hardin wants to like shake you up. Oh, hey, humans, like get like right in your face, kind of. I know it's kind of, but I think my guess would be that's her desired effect on that. They have to ask her about that.
Well,
But
not
it
to mention
definitely,
the wow wow, and he has like the song. Every time he goes wow wow, it's like it's
uh,
the camera coming close, and then the scenery changes. The
yeah, I
music
could see a camera, yeah,
shifts.
doing that. Yep, yep. What was I gonna say?
Oh,
Yeah,
I
I
didn't mean
think.
to cut you off. Continue.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, I think she'll be. Oh, it definitely is unique and different and original. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, you hear that, and it's like it's very. I think we all agreed on that, and it's really like rough cut too, kind of like maybe even a teeny bit of Aphex Twin thing in a way, or just
Ah,
very underground and indie. You
Aphex
know.
Twin and Tool.
Not sure if it's really Aphex Twin, but you know what I mean? Just where he just really gets gritty and even a little dirty sound to it, just like, but it's trying to like put it in your face kind of thing. Maybe I think that's where she'd be going for that with those vocals like that. I told her it was cool how she did that.
The,
Yeah, but
the fact is that she has a real strong universe. Uh,
yeah,
that I believe that around people it will be 50-50. Maybe some people will hate that, and maybe some people will be completely crazy about that. But she stood her place, and okay, I am that. And as I said, branding wise, she has the track totally unique, the story that goes with it. And I believe I saw some drawing of the arrow, no?
yeah,
Yeah,
um,
so she's constructing her universe. Yeah, that's it. So she's constructing her universe and her, you know, how she will present the project to people. And to me, that's what she has to do. Even more when having a unique project is really good because you have a strong personality. But when you got a strong personality, that means that you can't go with everyone because, uh, how could I say? Commercial music is status quo. I mean, the more random it is, and the more it works
yeah,
with everyone, right? So I believe that she's doing the stuff on the good way and taking the right path. Yeah, having the branding, something very coherent, something really, uh, you know, everything will be going. For example, music with the pictures, with the story, with so she's doing what she has to do.
yeah. You remember Wilson, our last meetup? Remember, I think it was Gert from the dance division. He was talking about that too, how he wanted to hear from his artists what the unique story was about,
Mm.
as Hardin totally did in his track description for the first one we played there. Like, what was he mentioned how like I think you something about Spanish and you didn't really know Spanish and you didn't really have this intention, but it wound up going what this way. And yeah, that's people want to definitely nowadays with the social media era, they really want to see that. And it also shows like what sets you apart. That's what makes you not to be a cookie cutter artist or label. Like if
Mm.
and her thing, I know reading the story, it's like you created that. I thought that was like some like Scandinavian thing or Sanskrit or something. And like that's really, I'd be curious to hear too, like what are the other chapters in this are, and hopefully like say we'll have the interview with her um coming up soon there too. Yeah, okay, so we'll stop there for this official listening lounge and then yeah, so what my plan was going to be for everything then our plan would be so we'll kind of alternate each month, but the target date will be like the last Wednesday of each month. So the next event would be like next March, last Wednesday of March. And I think the next meetup, so we'll alternate between doing a listening lounge some months, and other months we'll just do a topic focus like we did last month, which was tips for producers pitching labels.
Mm.
We'll alternate between doing a listening lounge and a topic-based talk. And I think next month's could be indie or self-release versus label release, which I think would have, get a lot of people's we'd get a lot of feedback on that, like the
I'd
pros
be
and
happy to help with
cons.
that.
Sure, yeah. Well, everyone's going to be welcome, and yeah. Well, for that one, we may have to do stagger the times too. We may have to do like a Euro prime time because I know
Oh,
Wilson. And thanks so much again for getting up at like 4 a.m. whatever it was to because Wilson's in
That's okay.
France.
Didn't sleep yet. I will go to sleep directly.
Yeah,
But I
good.
was like, yeah, I was like,
yeah,
okay, better stay awake. And so a lot of coffee, and that's
yeah.
it.
And for
I just
But we
wake
Hardin,
up
see, we
2 hours
see
ago.
the eyes. I look like a drug addict at the moment. Right? No, I'm too old for this shit.
No,
You
that
know,
just means that you work.
too
That just
late.
means if you have bags, that's because you work in the music industry. That's all.
Oh
You
yeah,
were doing the music
definitely.
business.
And
That's all that means.
not the problem is that not just in the music industry, because I believe I'm like a lot of people working in the music industry. I do a lot of stuff, and
Sure, yeah.
I work as well in design and
Yeah.
web design and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So graphic design and stuff like that. So. And I continue to study. For example, Monday and Tuesday I was
Wow.
studying at school. So yeah, life
Wow.
from a
And you have a
producer,
baby,
right?
like a small child
And I
too, right?
have a yeah, she's 5 now.
Oh, she's five or gee,
Yeah,
okay, not a
already,
baby.
yeah,
But
already.
still hands full. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so but you know how it is. I believe that we are all the same. We do a lot of stuff generally when you are a producer. Every artist that I got, so that I work with, it's the same. My partner Edwin, it's the
Yeah.
same. So we all
Yeah.
have, yeah, a lot of stuff doing every day, and sometimes you just want to stay at home in the bed and sleep, but you can't.
Yep. We're all crazy for burnouts, but you win by showing up every day, right? So yeah, so that'll be a wrap for this one. Again, that was listening lounge session. Again, also as a reminder, everybody, this listening lounge series that we do is part of the Electrofans Connect group. It's part of the Labels Meet Producers group. So it'd be great too as we expand listening lounge. This is our session number, our third one now. Um, Another idea I had too is maybe some months what we'll do is have like an all trance thing, all D&B thing, all techno thing, and then that way we can kind of draw out folks that are maybe a producer has a track they want to pitch to a label and they can have an alignment with with other techno labels or other or someone who might be interested in expanding into a new genre. Yeah, so as I say, so next month we'll be doing probably a topic-based talk, and again, it's probably going to be indie or self-release versus label, the pros and cons. So yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in today, and we'll see you next month. Yeah.